Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the MediaByte channel, and today we are going to be looking at Fire Walk With Me, which is the film that goes between the first two seasons of Twin Peaks and Twin Peaks The Return. I have not yet watched, as time of recording this, Twin Peaks The Return, so please don't spoil it in the comments for me. I've only watched Season 1, Season 2, and Fire Walk With Me. So before I kind of jump in and give my thoughts about Fire Walk With Me, I wanted to kind of talk about some things that are going on. I have a podcast. I have Exploring Cinema. Me and my fiance, we go through movies that I've watched, or she's watched, or just in general that neither one of us have watched, and go through it and kind of see like what we think about those kind of movies, but whichever movie it is. We've done so far, at time of recording this, we have done Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, and Jackie Brown. Not in that order. We're going through all of Quentin Tarantino's films, the 9 films. He's written and directed. We may eventually do like True Romance and Natural Born Killers at some point. I also have another podcast called Slash It, which is horror movies, and we have some others coming down the pipeline. So let's just get into Fire Walk With Me. So if you have no idea, Fire Walk With Me is a much darker version kind of Twin Peaks. It is set before the pilot episode for Twin Peaks, and follows Laura Palmer before, I think it's like a week before she dies, up to the point where she dies. So I will be spoiling a little bit about Fire Walk With Me if you've ever seen it, so you can click off and I will not be upset at you. So Fire Walk With Me watches right up to the point where she does die. There's trauma, there's discussions of like trauma and what Bob made Leland do to her, and I don't really want to talk about that too much. You can figure out what I'm kind of talking about, but there was a method of trauma that was really hard to explain and feel. Like there's trauma that was, the way the trauma was handled in this movie felt like only somebody who had dealt with trauma could understand that way of thinking and feeling. And the other thing I think is kind of interesting is there's very much a larger horror element to this than there even is in like most of Twin Peaks. So that's kind of how I feel about that. But anyways, we need to kind of so something I think is interesting about Fire Walk With Me is the way that you get to see a lot more of Lara and who she is as a person, which is not something you really get a lot of. You get more of like, oh, she's like who she was, and kind of like a ethereal type of discussion about her, but you get to watch the things that she's done, which is really, really, really interesting, and much more than what anybody else had ever done, really, at this point. Like, you get to see so much more about Lara, and I think this is like quintessential to understanding the whole show, but you have to have watched the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks first in order to properly enjoy Fire Walk With Me. It's great. I don't know how much you can watch it alone, but if you've not watched any Twin Peaks, don't watch this movie. You need to watch at least up until you figure out who killed Laura Palmer, which I really won't discuss that with you if you don't know. And so yeah, that is today's video. I loved this. I've just finished the 2 seasons. We're going to start Return very, very soon. And yeah, so thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. You can follow us everywhere and anywhere and on anything that you want and so choose. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.